Alright, so normally now, if there was any sort of fault, that would trip out this little clicks on thing. So, if the compressor was continually short cycling, that would eventually burn out. So let's pop this open and see what we have in here. Let's get the wires off of here first. Oh, and there we seem to have our problem. Little burn. Let's see if we can get the contacts out of here. My guess is either a dead short on the compressor, or perhaps, yes, our contacts are very burnt. Don't think you can see. Come on, focus. You can see a little arc. And now it's the little tab is discolored. Now I'm going to see if I can clean that up a little bit. Maybe we can get this thing to do something. So hold on a minute. Actually, just see if we're getting continuity through that. To start, if we're not even getting continuity through it, and we have nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, so let's see if I can clean the contacts up a little bit or something or other, and see if we can bring this thing back to life. Or maybe put it to death. We'll see about that in a minute. Okay, so after tearing the little clicks on thing apart, try to get in the light. And you're not going to be able to see it, but the little fuse thing underneath the button is completely melted. So my guess is that little 1 point whatever ohm winding is probably shorted, meaning that this thing is probably toast. But we'll see if we can get it running anyway. See if I can bridge that. At least so we can get some sort of contact on it. And then we'll see what it'll do. Okay, and there you can see the little ring that's supposed to be under there. It acts as a fuse. So we'll see if we can bridge that back together somehow. Clamp it all together and see what happens. Okay, so I've kind of smushed and mangled it back together, but we do have continuity, and that's what we want. It's really unlikely that this will function as a safety device now, so I don't recommend doing this. But as this is for instructional purposes, we will see what happens when the safety device on a toasted compressor is shorted. Alright, now let's just get this somewhat mounted here so it's not just blowing in the wind. And I think we're just going to disconnect the fan again for good measure, because we know that works. So, unplug the fan. And, well, I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got our compressor hot wired. Disconnected everything except for the humidity switch and the compressor itself. So now let's see what happens. Oh, did not sound too good. Yeah, sounds like we got a locked rotor or something. That does not sound good at all. That compressor is toast. And the sad part about that is this compressor has probably seen less hours than most compressors that I've seen. In fact, I've got a 1949 Frigidaire in my kitchen. It's still running perfectly. Locked. Well, let's just see what it'll do. Well, since this thing is still under pressure, at least I assume that it is, we're going to have to evacuate this into the bad tank, which is reserved for dead compressors. And we'll probably open this sucker up and do another video, complete autopsy and possibly a burnout, and we'll see what happens with that. Because I don't want to risk possibly, like, I don't know, melting the connector or blowing the connector out while it's still under pressure. So anyway, there we go. Well, haven't I? Oh, I heard it just click. But we'll have a nice fan motor there, and the rest is probably scrap. Fan speed switch, little neon light maybe we'll save. Probably the little micro switch here. So anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching.